feel me? Get you down and out. Girl, you screaming too loud. Take you down and out, yo.
They want a mannequin on puppet string. Oh hell no. They want me under pressure crumbling. Oh hell no. They couldn't see it, then they checking now. Oh hell no. She think I'm the one to pay to play. Oh hell no. If she say baby, then I'ma stay. Oh hell no. They lie about who they wanna be. Oh hell no.
Yo, I'm Jojo Fasho. I'm your host, your boy, your homie, your G, whatever you want to call me. Family, it don't matter. This is Sorry Not Sorry, the podcast. And I'm here with a very special guest, Choti. How you
Yeah,
doing, my brother?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed to be here, bro. Thank you for having me on Sorry Not Sorry. It's a pleasure to
Oh,
be here,
yeah.
man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah,
No doubt, no doubt. So, man, real quick, man, tell the people who you are, what you about, what you got going on. You feel me?
yeah. Yo, what's up, people? What's up? My name is Choti. It's spelled Choti. I am a hip hop artist. I'm originally from Uganda, East Africa, and I currently live in Vegas. I've been doing this music thing for about shit, I want to say maybe 8 years. I put projects out. I have been performing consistently for at least 5 years, like back to back, out here in the city of Las Vegas. And I've I've been blessed to witness a lot of great artists do their thing and become one of their peers. So I hope to take this very far, and I hope to connect with a lot of people. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir. So, real quick, man, is that what your family named you?
yeah.
Is that your? You know what I mean? Okay, okay, I can dig it, man. We
Yeah.
got the brother, man, from the motherland. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
hey. So, what got you into doing music in the first place? How did it all
Honestly,
start up?
oh man. So one day, I think this was in like 2017. I was in college, so I went to Dixie State, just because my family thought it would be a great idea for me to just go experience college. I graduated high school AB honors, and they were like, "Look, you can't just go into the world. You got to see at least what college is like for a year or so." So I went to college, met some great friends. We're still friends to this day, and I was in the dorm one day. I was just sitting back watching them freestyle, come up with music, you know what I'm saying, how the whole thing goes. And I was just sitting back, and they was like, one of my friends, his name is Dre. And shout out to Dre. He live in Chicago. He still goes to Dixie. And he was like, I need like 8 bars from you, bro. Like, and I was like, me? I was like, bro, I don't do this. Like, and he was
On
like,
the
nah,
spot.
bro, like I need at least 8 from you today. Like, come on, bro. Like, so I got my pen, I got an envelope, and I put down 8 bars. I didn't even know what I was talking about at the time. I just had to. So I put down 8 bars, went back in there, laid them down, and that was it for me. After that, it just became like therapeutic to just create and make something. So that's how I got started. It's been a snowball ever since.
So, where did you record your first song? Do you remember? Because I recorded my first song. We were in high school. It was 11th grade, and we were in the homie's garage. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
we had Cubase. I don't even know if a lot of people know what Cubase is, but we was
I know,
just
I
on
know.
wax, man. The boy made a beat on the little Fruity Loops, man. It sounded like a
Yeah.
ringtone. You know what I mean? But that's where we cut our first joint. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
man, we was all excited. We went to the school. We had it on burnt CDs. We was giving it out to everybody. You know what I mean? That's
yeah,
how we started, man. But you know what I
yeah.
mean? Do you remember where you recorded your first song?
Ah, so those 8 bars that I was just talking about, I did those in the dorm room. Did those in the top floor of a dorm room, and it was in their closet. They had like a little closet set up. You know what I mean? So we did that there. But my first full song was in my brother's house. This was like 2018, and it was in the closet. I had like a little mic setup that I had set up for myself and stuff. Didn't even know what I was doing at the time, but I know I had the little top where you fold your clothes and you put them up. I put my laptop up there, and I connected the mic up there. I hung it down, and I was like, let's just go for it. And yeah,
That's
I
what's up.
recorded my first song in the closet. Yeah, it was just me. I was figuring it all out. I think I was doing it on it was either Audacity or like there was this other sound app that my homie Dre had put me on at the time. Yeah, so yeah,
That's what's
I
up.
was bare minimum, man. We just had to get it in. Yeah.
How did your family feel about that? You know what I mean? Did they when they heard you for the first time?
They didn't even know I was doing that at the first. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody was home. I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna just do this by myself. You know what I'm
You was in the
saying?
closet with it. Yeah.
Yeah. When they
I
first
remember,
heard
hey,
my first song, they didn't know how
I,
to feel though.
yeah. Hey, I
Yeah.
remember my pops walked in on me because I had it set up to my laptop. I walked in on me. He was like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" You know, I was kind of embarrassed, like, "Oh shit,"
They're like,
you
oh
know what I mean? But
man. Yeah, I feel
But you've
you.
been around here doing your thing, man. I've seen you at numerous of shows, putting it down. You got great stage presence. You know what I mean. The crowd responds to you very well. It's always
Thank you.
jumping when you're around. You know what I mean. You bring that true hip hop flavor. You know what I mean. That a lot of
Thank
people ain't
you. Thank
bringing. You know what I mean. So it's very
you. Yeah.
authentic and very genuine. And you got a couple singles, man. You know what I mean. This bad, step up. You know what I mean? Pen and pad. I like that one. I like that one.
Oh
And
yeah.
everything. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Thank
tell me
you.
about them, man. To tell me about them and how did you come up with those?
This bad was one of my most recent ones. I did that, I believe, earlier this year, and I had met up with an MC out here called Easy Raps. Easy Raps kind of she saw me perform one time, liked my style, and she's got a studio out here called Yo Studios. So she was like, "Yo, you need to pull up on me one day when you got time, and we need to do something." So I found some time, pulled up on her, and she was like, "Here, man, take one of these beats." I picked one. That was the one. And when I got home, I didn't know what I was going to do with it at first. I got to admit, I didn't know because it was a new sound for me. And when I first heard it, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm not gonna rush nothing. And the first half of the song came first. Ironically, it just it just came first. I just got in that mode, wrote that. And then I wrote the first verse. Didn't know what I was gonna do for the hook. Then I was like, okay, cool. Then I was just at work one day and it was just playing in my head and I was like, that hook sounds cool. I'm gonna put that down when I get back to the crib. Put that down, went to the studio with her, laid the whole thing down, and that's how that came about. Um it came from a place of I really want this, like out of everything that I do, you know what I'm saying? I really want success in this music career that I'm chasing after. I want it this bad, So the whole approach to the song was I want this bad. So when you listen to this
Oh
bad,
hell no.
oh hell no,
Hey.
yeah, hey, hey,
Yeah.
talk to me nice.
Hey, that's that joint, man. I could that's definitely gonna be a crowd pleaser, man. I can sing it. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my Lord. That's the way he came with. Yeah, hey man. You know what I mean? So
Thank you.
what is one message that you would like to tell people who are just now getting started, you know what I mean, trying to follow your footsteps, you know what I mean, and be great at something that they love. You know what I mean? What is your
I
message to them?
I'd say I'd say follow your heart, and listen to what your heart's saying. Um and don't really listen to all the noise outside, because it's gonna push you off of that path that you should have been on, that was authentic to you, that people would have looked at you for and appreciated you for, So when you to any artist who's really making music and really loves what they do, just follow your own heart, Follow what you would do. Don't listen to and don't do what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Just like
That's it.
the roots say, you know,
Yeah.
don't do what they do, man. Do you?
Yeah, that's a that's the what you know about the rules, man.
Ah.
Hey, hey, Black Thought is one of my favorite rappers of all time. For those who
What?
don't know, you know what I mean.
What?
And
Man.
you know what I mean? That's hip hop, man. You know what I mean? You got to really follow your heart, you know what I mean? And follow you and become your own artist. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
hear a lot of music out right now where you hear it and the first thing you say is, "Hey man, that sounds like so and so."
You
Or that
know?
sounds like this person. So it's very it's very good when we come with somebody authentic, you know what I mean? Because you don't hear that too often, man. You hear the same beats, you know what I mean? The same thing,
Yeah.
people saying the
Same
same
rhyme
stuff. And
pattern.
I think a lot of people are more doing music right now just to say they do it, or you know what I mean, on all platforms, you know what I mean? So it, you know what I mean? I love
100%.
when I hear music that is very authentic and genuine. You know what I mean? And you have that, my brother. And
I
you know
appreciate
what I
that.
mean? It's something that it's something that's definitely been added to my playlist. You know what I
Oh yeah.
mean? So it's something, you
Thank
know what I
you.
mean? I hear it, I'm like, bro, this is hip hop. This is rap. You know what I mean? And
Grateful.
you know what I mean? I'm a little bit older. I grew up in the '90s, 2000s. So you know what I mean? I hear music a lot of differently than a lot of younger people, man. And I can honestly say that you know what I mean? Your music, because when I played it, my girls rushed in it, my daughters rushed in. Daddy, who's that? I'm like, man, don't even trip. It's something new, something new. You know what I mean? Don't even worry. Don't even trip. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
sheesh. I
So
appreciate it. Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you have kids, you know what I mean, 7, 8, 9 years old that are, you know what I mean? I want to hear that again. You know what I mean? They oh hell no. I'm like, hey, hold on. You know what I mean? So that's when you know you got something, man. And
Thank you.
you know what I mean, from younger to the old crowd, that's hip hop, man. It's something that appeals to everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody can relate. Everybody likes it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not just dedicated to one age group or you know what I mean
Right.
group of people. You know what I mean? You have a universal sound, bro,
Thank
and
you.
especially you know what I mean from here to overseas. That's something that you got it, man.
Thank you, bro.
So
I tend to and I really want to speak to the people. I you know what I'm saying? That's really where I try to intentionally take all my music. I try to reach people. So I really do appreciate, you know, I appreciate it. Great. I'm so grateful, Jojo, that it got to you. Honestly, man. Thank you.
hey, hey, man, I'm gonna keep it real as can be. You know what I mean? And in this pursuit, you know what I mean? Because the rap game is a hell of a game, man. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean? We pursue it because we love it. So what is next for you? You know what I mean? You where you trying to go? You know what I mean? We know you're trying to go to the top, but you know what I mean? How you trying to go about it? You know what I mean? I see you love performing. You know what I mean? As we all do. You know, because
Right.
I see you everywhere. So where you?
Oh
What's
man.
next for you?
Uh, sheesh. So I recently officially just got my LLC to do to do business. So right now I'm really working on my networking. You know, I'm building a foundation for myself. Reaching out to people. I have a network in Chicago that I'm building up right now, and I linked up with a marketing agency called Sonic Entertainment, and they do shows all over, all over the United States, Texas, LA, anywhere you can really think of, New York. So I'm really just trying to expand my sound and reach new people, meet new people, new handshakes, all that kind of thing. Meet new artists. That's where I'm trying to go right now. As much as I perform and I'm out here, I'm trying to take care of business the best I can. What is it? Drop new music so I can have a better catalog for my new fans. Get my merchandise up, and just do more interviews, see more people. And put my face out there a little bit more just to spread the story. Because we can perform all day. You know what I'm saying? But if your story ain't out there and you ain't seeing, new faces ain't seeing you, you know, we uh we can't go nowhere, and that's the point. The point is to reach new people, so
See,
that's
that's
where
why
we
you're
at.
gonna be successful, man. That's why you're gonna be successful. You know, because I haven't had too many people that have said networking, and that is the biggest part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anybody can go in there and make a song. You know what I mean? We see it all the time. It seems like when you as soon as you click on Instagram and Facebook, it's like, damn, bro, who doesn't have music out? But networking is the biggest part of the game. And that's where a lot of people fail because they don't network. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Performing locally is not enough. You know what I mean? You have to get out there and you have to travel and
yeah.
go places where you've never been before and
Mm-hmm.
reach people that you would have never reached just
Yeah.
trying to get in their inbox or DM or just make a post, because we all know those posts only go so far,
So
those
far.
reels only go so far. You have to gain an
Yeah.
audience, you know what I mean? And
Yes,
you have
sir.
to grab people, you have to go shake hands, and a lot of it is behind the scenes off the mic. You said merchandise, you know what I mean? You got with another company that's going to boost you, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The
Yeah.
same way as Lord just helped me, you know what I mean, get out there, you know what I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
tour, you know what I mean, and all
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean. You're I can see you're really branding yourself, and that is great. You know what I mean. A lot
Yeah.
of people lack the networking, or they don't know how to go about it. You know what I mean? But I can tell you have a game plan and you're sticking to the game plan. You know what I
Got
mean? And
to.
that, that is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Merchandise is one of the biggest things that sell at these shows. People love fly shit. You know what I mean? And
We
if
gonna
you
give
are
it to 'em.
somebody who creates fly shit, man, you the sky's the limit. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like
sir.
Biggie said. So you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You
Network, network, network.
Man, that was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. I was out here for a couple of years, and I was running through the same circuit, doing the open mics and whatnot, and I was wondering where things was going, and one of the people I knew was like, "Hey, you should really think about this thing called networking." And I was like, "What do you mean?" It was like it's basically just building relationships. You don't. It's really nothing that crazy. You just have to be able to be willing to open up, and have really just the introduction for yourself, who you are, what you do, and where you from. And then put that at least have like 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Just a 20-second introduction. This is me. This is where I'm from. This is what I do. And I do this to the best of my ability every time, consistently. And you will get where you want to go for sure. For sure.
Absolutely. And if I can ask a more serious question is, do you think rappers have an impact on society?
Absolutely. 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 I I love this. I love that question because I know that even me, I've seen it in my family. I've seen it with my younger niece. I've seen it with my nephew. I've seen it with kids in the community, artists, rappers, anybody with talent. You definitely have influence. Regardless of if you have the courage to go on a stage and give your gift to people, you have influence. I've I did a performance at Container Park, and I was asked to do it by a community leader called Rob Lacey. Shout out to Rob Lacey. The event is called Uprising. Okay, I went, I
That's
did that.
definite.
Huh?
Definite.
Yeah, yeah, definite
Yeah,
mass.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Hey man, shout out Definite Mass, man. That's my boy.
yeah. Yo, he
Yeah.
cold. He cold. Shout out to the
Crazy on the
Block
beats,
Scholars.
folks. Crazy on the beats. Continue, my brother.
It's insane. So, he invited me out. He was like, "Yo, please come and do this thing for the community." I was like, "You don't have to say nothing else." Went, got on stage, and I opened up the event. I opened up the event with some bars, and then I did like I think it was 3 or 4 songs, maybe 5. And when I was going through my set, you could see the reaction on, the youth's faces, and it was like, wow, like Like he's not talking about what everybody else is talking about, and he's not doing it how everybody else would do it, you know. Because when I perform, I don't have backtracks, you know. I like to speak, you know. I like to be heard. So I went up there and I did that, and I got off stage, and they were like, "Yo, like you're different," and I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" That was like, "You're not doing it like everybody else is doing it. You're different." And I was like, I appreciate it for real, you know? And they were like, dang, man, like you're really hard. And I was like, thank you. Um, and like, it just inspired them. You could see it in their eyes, you know? They were like, yo, I'm definitely gonna start thinking about how to approach this differently, you know? Even to my nephew looks up to me like, every time he sees me, he's like, "Oh my God, Uncle, like you're so successful. Like I love just watching you do your thing, you know?" And I believe that if I was somebody who just, who took the regular path, he would definitely also be on another path, because the words and the things that I would be saying would influence him to do different stuff. One day he was freestyling and he happened to mention that, he smoked weed or he sold weed. And I looked at him and I was like, "Have you done that before? Tell me that you smoked weed and you sold it before." And he was like, "No." And I was like, "So don't say that. Like, don't rap about it if you ain't done it before. You're like 15, 16. Like, come on now, you know?" So, um, it definitely does, man. Like, I hear it all the time. Me and a lot of my folks have conversations about that all the time. You know,
Yeah, man,
words are
that's that
powerful.
that's that's a great thing, man. And influence, and that actually, what I mean, influencing the youth is something that we need to consider a lot more. You know what I mean? Shout out Definite. You know what I mean? He works with the youth now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And he came a long way. You know what I mean? I've been knowing
yeah.
him a while. You know what I mean? I have a mutual friend that he was always making beats for and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? The fact that he's working with the youth now is really inspirational, because that's a lot of times we don't think about the kids, man. And in the path of my gaining followers and stuff, I kind of realized, man, that I had a lot of kids that are tuning into my music. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
my music exactly hasn't been you know what I mean, PG, so to speak. So you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
crazy. I
yeah.
had somebody on when we were on tour, and they were like, "Yo, you have a lot of kids following you now. You need to watch what you say." I'm like, "Oh
Mm.
snap." You know what I mean? I'm talking about a
Uh,
bunch of other stuff that I probably shouldn't be talking about, but you know what I mean? It gave me more consciousness in my approach, you know what I mean, to the rap game and what I'm talking
right.
about, because you know what I mean, like I said, you have a universal sound, something that appeal to all ages, and that's something that I also need to consider myself, because you know what I mean. I'm making music about my life, street stuff. You know what I mean, females, and I'm like, oh snap, I got kids watching me, man. I don't want them. You know what I mean, talking
Sheesh.
about, you know what I mean, or some of this stuff they don't need
Yeah.
to be hearing. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So
Yeah.
I definitely admire that. You know what I mean? Because when I listen
Thank
to songs like Pen and Pad, you know what I mean, by you, you know what I mean, I'm
you.
like, damn, bro, that took me back to the first time when I was, you know what I mean, when I started writing. I'm like, bro, the pen and pad. You know what I mean? Not the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not the phone. The
Not the
pen and
phone.
pad. Them
It's
writtens. You know what I
different.
mean?
It's
It's
different.
different. You know what I mean? It took me back, bro, to, like, you know what I mean, Notorious B.I.G., Juicy, you know what I mean? Them days when I was a
Mm.
kid, you know what I mean? I used to come home
Yeah.
and my dad was watching, you know what I mean, Yo MTV Raps and Rap City the Basement. I'm like, damn, bro. It took
Sheesh.
me back to when I was a kid, like, damn, bro, this is
Sheesh.
the hip hop that I love, you know what I mean? And you had
Grateful.
that flavor, bro, that a lot of people ain't, you know what I mean? Especially them boom bap beats, you know what I mean? Them nostalgic type beats. And I'm like, that's
Dog.
that's what got me into rap in the
Mm.
first place. And I'm like, damn, he came with that sauce, man. You know what I mean? That's something
Mm.
different, bro, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, that's what inspired me in the first place. So
Grateful,
your
yeah.
music actually took me back to a place where I'm like, damn, you know what I mean, bro? I remember when
Yeah. When I
you know what
first
I mean?
wrote my raps, yeah. Man,
Yeah. So you know what I
I had
mean?
I think that came from KRS-One, honestly, for me, because um, when I first was really like getting into the artistry, um, I was listening to a lot of East Coast like hip hop, and I still do to this day, you know. Um, I had I was listening to KRS-One because he was really like where it really all started for us, you know, most of the time. So it's like I was in
He's the
there and I was
teacher.
listening. Yeah, the teacher, man. You got to listen to your teacher, man. So I'm listening to him, and I'm listening to a whole bunch of interviews that he's doing, going down this rabbit hole. And he had this interview where he told this guy he was like, yeah, I don't fly anywhere. Like I sail. You know what I'm saying? So he gets on boats and he goes places. I was like, that's interesting. He's like, yeah, you know, I sail everywhere, but I always write. You know, I've never typed into a phone, none of that. Like I always have a pen and I always have a piece of paper. Whenever I'm writing raps, that's what I do. Like I write. Right. It's a different feeling. It comes off differently, you know what I'm saying? Because you're using your body to create. You know, you're not just typing and it's not just popping up everywhere, you know, on the screen. You're actually drawing. You're drawing everything out. And I was
Like an
like,
artist.
wow, yeah.
Like an
So,
artist.
man, pen and pad, man. And shout out to KRS-One, teacher.
Yeah, man. For those of you who don't know who KRS was, man, one of the greatest pioneers of rap. You know what I mean? Definitely tap into that brother's catalog. He will have your
Man.
bars right. You know what I mean? No matter how old the rhyme patterns may seem, man, when you listen to how somebody puts their bars together, you know what I mean, you will definitely have more insight on what this hip hop is about. You have to have style. You know what I mean? The same
For
rap
sure.
cadence is not gonna cut it. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I can really say is rap is getting back to the roots. You know what I mean?
For
And it's
sure.
really making people put their brain into it instead of just, you know what I mean, going with the
With the
Jones
microwave,
and
man.
yeah, the
Yeah,
microwave, what everybody else is doing, man. You got to really get in there and cook. And I can see a lot of beat makers now are starting to go back to that more classic style of rap. You know what I mean? Whether you call it
so,
East Coast or West Coast, you know what I mean? Hip hop is really getting back to its roots. You know what I mean? We have people like you that are really influencing that, and you know what I mean, carrying the flag, carrying the torch. You know what I mean, in a way
right.
that is supposed to be. You know, and I really admire that. You know what I mean, and it's definitely coming back. You know what I mean. A lot of these shows, man, out here in Vegas are really starting to pick up and get jumping. And and if you look at a lot of the ballots, you know what I mean. You have a lot of people are coming out here now just to perform because they see that we have culture, it's growing, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And we're actually influencing a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? When I was on that tour and you tell people you're from Vegas, they're like, hold on. They from somewhere that's not really all that known, but we're known. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I really admire that, man. You know what I mean? So what are you dropping an EP? What's next for you outside of these singles? You know what I mean? An album. I know you collab crazy with, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's next? Right now I'm really just working on my feature list. I'm trying to get that organized. I'm trying to get my other artists right, you know, and build my network up that way. Again, like I'm strategically going up about this, you know. I have a couple of people who don't really understand, you know, that like, well, it has to go down a certain way. You got to have a plan. You know, you can't just drop music to drop music and then tell people go listen to it. You got to lead people up to the day it's going to drop. And even after it drops, you got to still tell people it's dropping. You got to have at least like a visual or something for it because not everybody is going to have Spotify. Not everybody is going to have a YouTube. Not everybody knows. Older people don't really, you know what I'm saying? So everybody consumes music a different way. So you got to have it for everybody's consumption. So I'm working on my features right now. I have I think 3 projects that I'm doing. Um,
Ooh.
that I'm working. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm obsessed, man. I'm obsessed. I have this rhyme. I have this rhyme that's like articulate, calculated, addicted, and obsessed, having fun, still serious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really about my stuff. So I'm working on 3 projects right now. One of them is in the works. It's called WIM, WIM. A whim is just something that just, a quick creative thing that you do. And the full title is called Wade in Minutes. It was inspired by one of my friends. Um, every song on there is less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds, simply because it was inspired by him in a conversation that we had in the garage. He came over and he did one of his songs for me, and he was like, "Man, usually when I wake up in the morning, I put my thoughts down on the beat. I don't even like try to create a hook or nothing like that. I just kind of write it out, and it feels good. It's therapeutic." And I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, you mind if I take that idea one day, and just kind of like do something with it?" And he was like, "Nah, man, go ahead." So once I got his blessing on that, sat on the idea, I had to wait for the right time to do it. I found all the beats that I wanted to make these songs to. I think there are about maybe 7 beats. And I made, sat down, wrote to everyone, and every song on there is it's really it's close to me, you know. Every song on there explains where I am with that topic, whether it's money, whether it's, God, whether it's my family, whether it's this art that we are in, These 7 songs are my thoughts that you can listen to, and you ain't gotta spend 3 minutes on it. Literally a minute 45 seconds. You get me, and then you can go on to the next joint. So I'm working on that right now with a producer called Jameson Beverly. He's in Henderson. Shout out to Jameson, and he's from Nashville. I met up with him through somebody else, and we've just been locked in since then. Another one of my EPs is called, I believe, I think it's Graffiti, and that's
Ooh.
that's where I'm really trying to take that like that hip hop too. With that one, I'm really trying to elevate that, because it's called Graffiti, and I can't really go into that one because I haven't even gotten there with that. But graffiti should be out next year, and then the last one is my next installment. Um, some of my friends call it an album. I keep calling them EPs. But it's the next installment off of after Off the Carousel. Off the Carousel was my last project, and I went really personal with that one because I was in that place. Off the Carousel is me going through a whole bunch of shit and saying, I don't want to be spinning around on this carousel going in circles anymore. I think it's time that we move on from all this. So it was a maturing project for me. And Dirty is me actually getting into like the mud of it all. It's stepping off of that circle, stepping off of that, that mechanical bull that's going in circles and actually getting into the dirt of things. Like, okay, like we're on Earth right now. So
Okay.
um, we're working on that. I'm trying to get my merch up right now. I got a couple ideas coming. T-shirts, headbands, wristbands. We got socks on the way. I'm trying to see if I can get a couple hats in there too. Working on a few stuff for the ladies as well.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, you gotta give everybody a little something.
Gotta have
You gotta
stuff for
give
the
everybody,
ladies, man. You
yeah,
know what I
man,
mean? Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we're working on that. And what else? What else? What else? What else? And just I'm trying to do shows in other states. You know, reach new people. You know, travel a little bit. You know, meet new fans. You know, people I've never seen before. People who've never seen me. Um, yeah, you know, and get this business thing really going, man. You know, build a real solid foundation. Yeah,
Hey, that's one thing I love about performing, man. When you go to different states, because each state has its own, you know what I mean, its own wave of music that's going on. And when you come with
yeah,
something different, man, the way they respond to it is great. It's almost like when you bake a cookie or something or some brownies and you're watching somebody eat it for the first time. You know what I
yeah,
mean? They may not, you know what I mean. I did a show in Atlanta. You know what I mean? You know that trap is
uh
going
huh,
crazy down there. So I came with some West Coast flavor, and they were just, you know what I mean? The whole club was jumping, but then when I got on, it just paused, and everybody was looking at me. It's like, oh shit, did they like it? Did they not? You know what I mean? And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when I got off there, it was like when I got off, it was like then everybody started clapping and cheering. I'm like, hold on, man. Like I was expecting to have, you know what I mean, the crowd jumping with me, but it was something so different that they didn't
mm,
even really know how to respond to it. Like, man, hold on, man, what's this cat doing?
yeah,
But the response was crazy. So and it kind of just gave me more insight to performing. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
be yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of people go somewhere and they try to ride the wave of what's going on in that city, but when you come with something different, you're gonna stand out regardless. You know what I mean? Especially
I
when you
appreciate
go
that.
somewhere where you are not from. You know what I mean? You don't know nothing
Yeah,
that's going on there, but the sound that you might hear on the radio. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that is something you can definitely take with you, man. I wish you much
I
success,
will,
man, because
I
I
will.
can
Thank you.
I can see it. I can see it, and if I can see it, I know others gonna believe it. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
So you
yeah,
know what I
I'm gonna
mean,
take
man.
that.
Your journey
Thank
is
you.
incredible. I'm proud to know you. You know what I mean. You my brother, so we family now, man. And yeah, we
For
definitely gonna
sure.
keep it going, man. That merch, I can't wait to see. You said socks. That's one thing that I haven't heard. You know what I mean. People are so into the
Yeah,
tees and sweatshirts. You know what I mean. Socks,
yeah,
especially
socks.
stuff for the ladies, man, because that's something that's gonna grab everybody. You know what I mean. I had a
Yeah,
brother
like
last week, my brother Nick from DM Photography and Clothing, man. He also has a clothing line for the kids, man, too. So that's
I'll
something
think
that
about that.
is, yeah, that is something that's great, man, because we appealing to different types of people is something that I think we should consider a lot more. And I can definitely tell that you're on the right path, man. What kind of videos you got going on? Man, I know you got. I know you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got a couple of those. So right now, if you go on my YouTube, fruitful accent, FRUTFUL accent ACCENT. You will. I also have a website, fruitfulaccent.com. You can go check that out. Subscribe, subscribe to Fruitful Accent so you can get notifications on when I do shows and all kinds of stuff. Um, I have, if you go to the channel on YouTube, I have two videos, maybe three out right now, and they were all shot by my good friend Q Third. He's from Cleveland, and he also makes music. He's a lyricist, honestly, like to the T, to the T. He's crazy. He shot most of my videos. I have a video out right now. Three Reasons for Gravity. That was off like the first project that I ever put out. That was for the ladies. They can check that out. I have a video called Light. That's for everybody. Just go out there, really shine your light. That was often also my first project. And then I have a video for my single called Hold On. And I made Hold On because I just wanted people to know that to keep their faith. Honestly, when you go out in the world is gonna beat you. You gotta be able to hold on to what you believe in, because it will happen for you, regardless of what you're doing. If you believe and you keep consistent, you will get what you deserve in the end. Right now, I'm working on a couple of videos with my same person, Q Third, and we have two songs. One of the songs, I believe, it's untitled right now, but we're calling it said that said that. I made said that in a place where I was going through like a change, you know. Um, I needed that elevation, you know. I was around and this is no shade to anybody who smokes weed, but I was in a place where I was like, yo, I'm trying to quit this thing so that we can elevate, so I can make the best of my thing, because I had this thing in the back of my head that was like, hey, bro, you know, you could stop smoking. We've been doing this shit for like 7 years now. You've been doing this pretty hard. Like, I was at the point where I was smoking like five a day, and my homies was looking at me crazy, like, and I was
Hey
just
man,
like, what?
too much, man.
You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I need it. Like, you know, so it was like, come on, man, get off the crutch. So I was like, all right, cool. So I made that for the people who are looking for change, you know, change, something that we all go through, you know. And if you need help going through change, that was one of those songs, you know. And then Step Up, step up is that elevation. You know, after you make that change, you gotta take that step. You gotta go up. You know, so we shooting two videos back to back. I'm planning on dropping those together. You know, so you can get one, then you get the next one. You know what I'm saying? So these two are going and they're coming back to back. For anybody interested, you know. I said that I was gonna stop smoking. Came home with an O2. Said that I'd be fine out here without a clue. Said that I'd do it again. Somehow I made it through. Guess I'll just keep on smiling. That's all I know how to do.
Uh, talk to him. Hey, man, that's what's up. And I can tell every time you drop a project, man, it's like it sinks into the next one. You know what I mean? The way you manifest, you know what I mean? The way you put it together, you know what I mean? That's real artistry. You know what I mean? You just ain't throwing stuff out there. You know what I mean? It's calculated, it's precise. You're meticulous about your movements, and I really admire that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
A lot of people aren't like that. So you know what I mean? Each joint transitions into the next joint, and that's what I like
Yeah.
because it's almost like a story, man. You know what I mean? When you read that good book, you know what I mean? And the next chapter's coming,
Yeah.
you're like, oh snap. Or you're watching a
Yeah.
series on TV, you know what I mean? Like, oh snap, it really grabs you and
Yeah.
it brings you in. You know what I mean? So you're
Yeah.
waiting because you know what I mean. Now I'm waiting. You know what I mean? I'm like, hold on, man. He's going in right now. I want to hold on, man. What's next? What's next? You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
now you're gonna have me like an audio fiend. You know what I mean? Tapping in. You know what I mean? Kind of like how Nas was or Pac was, you know what I mean?
Oh
When you
man.
when they had you on them albums and you're like, man, when's the next one coming? When's the next one coming? You know what I
You know
mean? You
what
sit
I
there like
mean?
a
You know
kid
what
waiting
I
for the
mean?
next ride. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, I want to go again. I want to go again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I really
Yeah.
admire that.
Great
I can tell
artist.
you're on the right path. You're doing things
Thank
the
you.
right way. You know what I mean? And it's really coming about, man. So I'm very blessed to have you on this podcast, man, so we can tell the world about what you got going on, and we can really grab these people and bring them in. You know what I mean? Because I know
Yes, sir.
once you reel them in, you know what I mean, they gonna be hooked like a fish, man. You know
Oh
what I mean?
man.
That's what
Yeah.
it's about. You know, so
Yes, sir.
oh, drop
Sir.
your Instagram so people can find you. You know what I mean?
Instagram handle Voodoo Child at Voodoo Child VOODOOCHIILD. Again, VOODOOCHIILD. Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure to be on Sorry Not Sorry with the legend Jojo Fasho. Oh man, thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. And hang around for 1 minute, man, so
Oh,
we
no
can
doubt.
chop it up about some things. You know what I mean? This is Sorry Not Sorry. I'm Jojo Fasho,
Yeah,
Choti, man. And yeah, we up out of here.
yeah. Stay blessed, yo.
Looked up, eyes bloodshot and asked, you playing a role? About to drop something new, right? Doing it for the ego, taking niggas to school or staying true. Boom, bap, hip hop, 1, 2. Carving your own